Yum, yum. What happened to your Batman birthday cake? You good? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going down, community? So here we go, another Super Sunday. Hope you guys had a good week. It's a pretty good week for your boy here. Now, I didn't get any displays done, anything like that. It's just been really busy the last week, preparing for, my son's birthday. We had his party yesterday. It was off the hook, man. This kid got spoiled rotten. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of good stuff. So I was able to pick up a few things. I got a couple of things in the mail here. Started off with my man Configure. This is his prizes for his contest. I took third place, or shared third place, but I had to pick of a few different figures, so I picked up the Spawn Mobile. And this thing is really sick right here. Decided to keep this on card just because of the box art. It looks so nice. Got the old Hot Wheel logo and the Spawn. This is actually really cool, and the car itself is super dope. You can see it's kind of like split in half. I thought that's really nice. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's the Spawn logo right there. So, yeah, this was as soon as he gave me this offer, it was the first one. I was like, yep, got to get the Spawn Mobile. And he also sent out Scourge. But this is actually the first Transformer I've gotten in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I've just been kind of, out on the Transformer limb for a minute, but I'm really digging this, especially this alternate mode. This is kind of cool. Very stylish. And from the Legendary Riders, here is Thing. Now, I have never seen this figure before, or I've seen it, but I've never had it in my hands, and this is a nice thing. I mean, this figure is super cool. It's got all the articulation you would want. Great sculpt. Comes with this little flying thing here. He's not going to be standing on that. But still, it's just a really nice figure. Now, the whole wave itself is kind of underrated if you think about it. I think the worst figures out of that set was the Scarlet Witch and I think Ultron. Ultron kind of sucked, but as far as all the other figures, they're really nice figures. So I think you got Wonder Man in there, Taskmaster, the Hulkbuster. It's actually a pretty good one. I think Logan's in there as well. So it's a solid wave. It's just those two figures, and it's just, I think the name itself kind of throws it off, but this is a really nice figure, super clean. So big thanks once again to Configure for hooking me up with these. It's one of those little extra things, Toy Biz used to throw in with their packages. The Versus cards, which I still know how to play this thing. It's a good card, really, really good card. So big thanks, Configure. He didn't throw this away. He hooked the brother up with everything. Cool. Then always keeping up on my Star Wars figures. Got another one here. Kit Fisto? I don't know. That's probably not even right. Kit Fisto. Interesting. But yeah, it's a solid figure right here. I mean, of course, he's got the lightsaber thing I really dig. His is green. So I remember him in the movie just getting ripped in half. I mean, he didn't even hold up a fight. Sorry, bastard. But still, nice figure. I got the animated one, but this is from the newer line. So you got to get the ones with the good articulation and all that. So still, pretty good sculpt. So here is something that's taken a minute to get my hands on. Is the Marvel Select Juggernaut. Now my comic shop, of course, he doesn't sell figures too often, so you have to kind of special order them. Now I ordered this bad boy about 3 months ago, and it's finally arrived. So as soon as they pulled it out, I was like, where the hell did that come from? Because I totally forgot about it. Still, I've been wanting to get this for a minute. I don't collect selects too often. It's just certain ones I'll get. But the sheer size of this one, I've seen a lot of videos on them. And, it's one of those ones you definitely gotta try to get your hands on if you can. It's actually a heavy figure. So, and I was actually nervous too, because I didn't know if he had got the regular one or the variant. But, I much prefer the regular one. Ooh, he's sick. I'm gonna pop him open. Select Juggernaut is all out of package. I have to say I'm very impressed with this thing. This thing is one hell of a sculpt. Just, you know, lacks articulation, but it's a Marvel Select. You know what you get with those. You can see him compared to Legends Juggernaut, and then of course Marvel Universe Juggernaut. Now, the one thing I do have to say about the Legends ones is the fact that, yes, it has the articulations. The one thing I've always been disappointed with this figure is he doesn't completely have his hand into a punch, you know, fist. As you can see, with the Select, it's just sculpted into a punch. And same thing with the Universe Juggernaut, which that's not going to take away, you know, a whole lot from this figure, but the size of this one is just massive. You know, a lot of people complain, you know, Juggernaut's really not that big, but, you know, we've seen him in comics drawn so many different ways, so this actually will work great with, you know, your Legends figures. As you can see, a lot of people have already done that, but great job by Marvel Select. This, I have to say, is one of my favorite ones. I only have a few of them, so it's kind of hard to say, but for me personally, this is my favorite Marvel Select one. Great look for the Juggernaut. Another thing I really dig, just a little detail, is the tread. You know, I mean, that is cool. All of the little detail and paint job, great work with this one. You can see the Legends one doesn't have that, you know, the tread. But it's just one of those things you just gotta, you know, I'm always gonna nitpick on figures. So I kind of find this hilarious that this is what came with the Marvel Select Juggernaut. This little backdrop piece. Come on now. Really? What the hell? Why would you do that? What is the purpose of this? You know what I'm saying? This thing barely even fits the Marvel Universe Juggernaut. Unbelievable. Yeah, I've been putting in quite the work on the WWE Legends figures. Like the ones I only get are the ones, you know, I remember growing up, or the ones I was a fan of, or, you know, hated on, because, hey, when you hate those wrestlers, you know, saying you boo them, that's just cheering for them. So I was able to pick up the Rick Martel. Kind of disappointed that they don't have the model Rick Martel. You know what I'm saying? That's how I remembered him. This dude was one of the most arrogant fools I've ever seen. Yeah, but there's this little perfume thing he used to spray in your eyes. Really solid figure. I like that little smirk they gave him. So that's a solid figure right there. Finally went in there and got Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You can't have a wrestling figure without Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You just can't. Of course, the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, this guy is, you know, one of those freaks that came along and just took the industry by storm. But I've heard a lot of bad things about him, like he was just terrible to work with. But still, you know, fan favorite. Really like the belt they gave him. That's cool. And of course, Demolition. Here goes Smash, and then Axe. I'm surprised they didn't make Crush yet. Really surprised, but these guys right here are very, very sick, man. Look at that. Great paint work, man. Like, that's just really cool. Of course, he's got his Dominatrix mask, you know. That's official. There we go. Very, very sick figures. Now, the one thing I do like is Mattel, man. They are really pushing out their figures. They are not shy. Unlike Hasbro, which it's now hurting the Marvel Universe distribution. So, you know, maybe Hasbro can take a little lesson from Mattel. Just pump out this stuff, man. Because already I've seen almost all these wrestling figures. And I actually wish I would have got them when I first seen them all. I'd have been hell of a lot caught up now. But still, working at it. All these guys are going to go on the wall. In box. Cool. Yeah, the wall's looking pretty nice. I'm not even tripping. This is cool. Like I said, these are probably my favorites right now out of all the ones I've seen and looked online. It's because they resemble the closest to, you know, the regular person. Their real counterpart. I mean, this guy right here, I mean, damn, that's scary looking. That's how close this thing is. So I'm really happy with these figures. Like I said, I wish I would have got on the line at the start, but that's all about the fun of the hunt. Now, what's interesting to me is the different prices on these guys, what I've been able to find. Okay, so Walmart, I picked all these guys up almost at the same time, or same day I should say. So the Ultimate Warrior figure, that was 15 something at Walmart. And then Toys R Us, which we all know how expensive they can be. This was $12.99. I was impressed by that. And then another Walmart, this was $17. So it's just different the way all these things function. Of course, these two I got at the same day. They were 15 bucks. So, you know, it's one of those things. You just got to keep looking and see some deals. But I haven't seen too many more of this, the newer wave out. Alright guys, so here we go for the underrated figure of the week. We've got Hasbro Cyclops. This is one of my top favorite Cyclops figures. Well, we don't have too many of them, but it's a real good likeness from the comics, especially if you have an astonishing X-Men collection. This one is a really nice figure. Great paint detail on them. I mean, it's just a solid paint, but it's still one of those paints that is just really nice. This deep dark blue mixed in with all that yellow really makes them stand out and pop. You know, it has all the articulation you would want in a Legends. It even got the ankle pivot. You know, you can't go wrong with the ankle pivot. A lot of you guys complain about not having ankle pivot, so there you go. But you know, it's still, I think he's just a little bit smaller in size. You know, Cyclops is, I think he's a, you know, a taller figure, but this one is kind of a short one. But still, he's got great sculpt. Of course, he's got the two fingers for the optic blast look. The visor is really nice. It's a really clean look on him. But yeah, he's just got, you know, just a solid figure. Nothing to, you know, stand out, outlandish. Solid figure. Definitely worth the pickup. I forget what wave he was in. I want to say Brood Queen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, now for the DC. Now this right here is no mere underrated figure. This is one of the top rated figures from the DC superhero line. Just want to promote this figure out there because I think it's a great figure still. You know, there's not too many, you know, steel figures out there. But this one right here, it could be one of the best Superman figures that we've seen, you know, related wise. It's just got a superior sculpt, great paint detail. The cape is excellent. I mean, you don't see too many capes like this. It goes all the way to the ground. It's a really badass figure. I mean, all the paint on him is immaculate. All the little detail. Just sick. Look at that head sculpt. Beautiful. You can see the nice shiny S on his chest. Just all around detail. These little ports, the tubes that come down and connect to his legs. I mean, this is just one badass figure. Definitely, if you get a chance to pick this up, I don't care what they're asking, definitely pick it up because you will be happy for this thing. Sickness. Alright, we did get a chance to pick up a lot of comics this week. A lot of these I still haven't got a chance to read, but the ones I did read are pretty good. Now, we got, of course, the final, well, I wouldn't say the final, but this is the death of Spider-Man, obviously. But more or less, it's going to be the death of Peter Parker because somebody will take over the mantle, and we'll see how that goes. But this was actually really damn good. I was impressed. The one thing, if you guys follow the Ultimates, is when these characters die, they don't die gracefully. I mean, they die bloody. You go back to when Thing killed Doom and he just squashed his head. I thought that was great. And also when Blob was eating Wasp, that was kind of cool too. But this one was actually different. He went out as a hero. I won't tell you how, but it was a really good fight. I was very impressed with this thing. So now, of course, they do the little bag thing, which they have been doing for the deaths. So I got one, and then of course another one to keep in package. You know, why not? Actually, so here is the cover to the regular Ultimate. So really cool, nothing fancy. And then of course, you know me, variants can't help it. Now this one, of course, it's in the plastic bag too. I don't even know what's, you know, the comics that's underneath it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even looked online. It could just be just this little bag right here that's just the variant. 130, so really cool. Of course, Avengers versus New Ultimates. This is just outstanding. This has been one of my favorite lines to read. It just goes down as a big battle with a lot of huge moments in this thing. Because if you follow the last one, which I don't know if anybody's read it yet, Nick Fury gets shot up, but then we have a surprise in this next one, which you will enjoy that. Carnage. This is the final of the story arc. This went out as a big bang. You actually got to see a new symbiote, you know, get born that day. This is really, really cool. Creighton Crane just knows how to draw, man. His stuff is so realistic and just so, you know, it's like one of those abstract arts where you look at it and you have to go back and look at it again and be like, oh wow, because there's so many elements to it. Great, great work. Now this one I'm really surprised about too. The Mighty Thor is just begun to be a great story. You have Galactus making his hunt towards Asgard because he wants something. He wants an element, and Odin will not give it up. You see Odin kind of bitch slapping Silver Surfer around. But this is really cool. I'm really digging this one. Secret Avengers, Fear Itself. This one was about Valkyrie, and you got to see more of a backstory on her and how she came up, which was really good. I was really impressed with this one. Thunderbolts, Fear Itself. This one took different stories or moments for these a lot of these characters here. This was pretty damn good. Definitely picked that up. I haven't got to read this one yet, but my buddy at work said it was better than the last one. God, that one sucked. Iron Man, Fear Itself, another great story from the Iron Man line. Now basically in this one, he kind of realizes that he cannot beat this gray gargoyle, and he's spending most of his time trying to get away from him, and he just gets his ass kicked through this whole thing. And it's one of those things you got to really read. It was really damn good. It's one of my favorite lines as well. Uncanny X-Men, that was pretty damn good. I haven't got to read this Captain America yet. And Incredible Hulk. So if you guys haven't, if you guys don't know that the Incredible Hulk line is going to end, so you want to get on that just to be part of that, to see how it's going to go down. But I haven't got to read this one yet. Moon Knight #2 with his crazy ass. The Quest for Swamp Thing. This is actually really damn good. You get to see Constantine in this one, and I don't think Superman was in this one. He was for a minute, but yeah, this has been pretty good. Batman, of course, and Superman. So there's the comic haul for the week. Alright, you guys, thanks for tuning in for another Super Sunday. It was kind of a slow one this week just because it's been really hectic around here. We got some new figures coming in for the week. Some really cool ones I've been waiting on, and got something really special planned for the middle of the week. I'm going to start getting more videos out there to you guys just to have fun. You know, spark up more debates, all that good stuff. You know, you always got to love talking with the community. So it's always good to hear everyone's feedback and whatnot. But we're going to keep doing it big, guys. Alright, you guys. Peace.